To begin with, I want to tell everybody who sees this video that Nicole is one of the most generous people that I have ever met.
Oh,
Everything that I have done with her since 2022, there's always been giveaways and free things. And even today, she has a free download of her book that she wrote, Joy Quotient. And so make sure we will have in the
yeah.
comments stuff, we'll have all the links for that. I've already posted it in my stories
Thank
and been
you
sharing
so
with
much.
as many
Oh
people
my
as I
goodness. Appreciate
can.
you so much.
Yeah. So, and that was what I was in several of your free short, 4 day long or, 5 week, once a week events that you've done, and I will say, I'm very careful about the people
Yeah.
that I connect with. And so I went through all of those before I shared any with anybody to make sure everything was
hmm
biblically sound and
Yes, absolutely.
trustworthy. Yeah. And since
Yeah.
then, we've met in person and we went on a retreat together. We were in a
So fun. It was
yeah, we were
amazing.
in a 6 month long online intensive that
It was
Nicole led.
intense. It was intense.
Yes, and then Nicole and I and our another friend Donna were in a triad. So we do these little
hmm
groups of three. And so the three of us met up in Fayetteville, Arkansas, and had a
It was
wonderful
so
retreat.
fun.
So
Oh,
it
great.
was just a capstone of the whole time
Yes.
together. And I know you incorporate that, like you love nature, you incorporate that. So with all of that said, why don't you go ahead and tell us about Joy Quotient
Yes. Oh
and
my gosh.
yourself? Tell
I'm
us about
so
yourself.
excited. Yeah. So the story goes, I mean, I've been writing a book called The Tree of Life for 20 years. And I'm like, Lord, are we ever going to publish this thing? And so he's showing me that this is actually the first, I don't know if I told you this, because he told me this is the first part of that book. So there's actually going to be three books, and
Oh,
the totality of those three things together is the
that
Tree
makes
of Life.
sense.
And I'm
Yeah.
like, okay, got it.
All right.
So this first book matches with the first pillar of the incubator intensive, where we're moving out of condemnation into confidence, women helping them to move out of that place of
Okay.
self-hatred,
Yeah.
self-rejection, not understanding grace, really. And
Yeah.
if we don't understand grace, Timothy Keller has such a great quote. Basically, the essence of it is, I'm not going to get it exactly, but that if we don't understand the gospel, we hate ourselves, because we see, if we're really being honest, I don't measure up. I don't get the mark. I
Yes.
don't get it
Yes.
right, And
Yep.
so in that place, we can go into that place of condemnation and self-rejection and just beat ourselves up every day. And there's also, side note, for those who are watching that have been diagnosed with an autoimmune condition, there is a link between that self-rejection, self-hatred,
Mhm.
and that's been my story as well. Yes, there's trauma, yes, there's stuff, but that root is likely the thing that is telling our body, this is what we do to ourselves. We
Yeah.
hate
There's that
ourselves.
connection. There's a spiritual, emotional, mental,
Absolutely.
and physical connection, no matter what. It doesn't matter. Every single
Absolutely.
thing. Yeah. And
Yeah.
the extremeness of it, the multiple
Yeah.
symptoms,
Absolutely.
yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I've
So
learned
this
so
book
much.
is like obliterating all of that and going deep into the gospel and what Jesus actually died to give us. Not salvation is amazing. We're so grateful for that. But beyond that, how to live the life
Yeah.
and to be able to have the grace to do that. And what results is joy.
Yeah.
So that's the whole book. It's very simple. People are saying it's very practical, very accessible. I have lots of pictures and charts and
Yes. I love the
graphs.
pictures. I
I
love
make
them.
things simple. Oh my God,
Mhm.
things have got to be simple for me. So I just am sharing what the Lord has shown me, and just it's already making a difference in women's lives. And I'm so excited because it just came out yesterday. So
Yeah, and I've had the privilege of working with, like, as you were developing this and downloading things from the Lord and putting it on paper, it was wonderful to have the privilege of being part of, like, sounding board a little bit for some of
yes,
that
absolutely. This is
and working
our
it
book.
through.
Just
And yeah,
for
and
sure.
in these last few, small groups that we've been in, actually working through this joy quotient,
Yes.
and I'm a slow start and it just takes me time to
Mhm.
process, and that's something I'm getting better at. But I've given myself grace, right? I've
Yes,
shown,
you are
I have to say,
thorough,
like,
not
I've,
slow, my friend.
I know. Well, I mean, I don't necessarily think slow is negative as much as it's me learning. Like, I'm
Yes,
learning it, and
you're
I'm not quick to
absorbing.
rush in the deep end of
Yes,
things.
no,
I like
that's
to kind of like
good. That's
try out
good.
the waters, and
Yes.
but it has helped me already so many ways just going through the few times that we've done it and
hmm
reading your book. I already read the first chapter in the introduction, and obviously, we've bantered about a lot of the rest of the
Yeah.
book,
Oh,
and
yeah.
I love it. I do love it. Yeah, I encourage everybody.
Okay.
I've been shooting it out to as many people individually as I can, but
Thank
also,
you so much.
yeah, I'm
I'm
having so
so
much fun.
excited.
Yeah.
Yeah, the fun thing about this book, we didn't mention that it's a story too. So that was unexpected. I read a book years ago that really radically impacted my life called The Cure, which I highly recommend. But their book has a similar thing where they have a fiction story and a nonfiction
Hmm.
woven into it. And so it goes back and forth and it follows the stories of five women that are fictitious, but they're real. They're me, they're my daughters, they're
A little
just,
bit of me in
yeah,
there.
Chrissy, they're all, you're all in there.
Yeah, yeah,
Women that I've worked with over the years and the lies that we believe, and we all have them, myself included. And
yeah,
if you're saying I don't have any lies, then probably need the book because
yeah, yeah.
we
Exactly.
all do if we're really honest. And so
Yeah.
the enemy wants to take us out with those things, and it's doing intentional battle at the throne of grace and to make
Yes.
exchanges of lies for truth. That's what this book is all about.
Yeah.
So we follow five women that, again, they're fictitious, but they're the stories that we all can relate to. And I'm hearing women over and over going, I can see myself in all of these women. And they represent women in their 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, and 60s. And
Awesome.
so, anyhow, in their journey out of those lies and believing the truth that God says about them and seeing themselves through that lens of love and through that grace glass is what I call them.
I love it. Yes. And I think in my review, I said, okay, I've been saved since I was 10, been in ministry since we were 18,
Hmm.
and know to go to the throne of grace. Like I know to go to the throne
Yeah.
of grace, but this is such a practical book about what to do when you get there. And
Yes.
actually the
Right.
practical thing of how do I take a lie and how to replace it? How do I,
Yes.
in the moment when I'm in that
Hmm.
thing,
Yes.
or quickly thereafter, or before it
Hmm.
all shame
Right.
storms and before it all,
Absolutely.
blows up.
Hmm.
Just learning to, so a lot of what I've learned with Nicole is all these puzzle pieces from my life come together, and I'm like, wow, this is the
Hmm.
picture that it's making. I've known a lot of things, know a lot
Yeah.
of things, but just seeing it come together in this way is going to
Hmm.
be really radicalizing for people's lives and women's life,
Hmm.
especially. I think it's going to be amazing.
Yes. Thank you. I'm
Yeah. Yeah,
excited.
it has
Oh,
me. I'm not the
Lord.
same person I was 9 months ago for sure. So,
I
and I
tell
have
you,
friends that
it
have told
is
me
so
that.
fun. That's what I say. I'm like, I'm over here in the bleachers with my popcorn. I get to see what God does because it's not about me. I may be a guide and
Yeah,
pointing people to the things that I spent over a decade in the secret place, crying literally and begging God to show me how
yeah,
to not feel so miserable. And I didn't understand why I didn't have joy. I didn't have fruit of the Spirit. I wasn't growing. Why? And who do
yeah.
you say that to? I'm a
Right,
leader in the church and I feel
right,
like fraud. So it's
right.
very, there's a lot of shame
You want to
around that.
say
So
hiding. Yeah, yeah. When you want to hide and not tell people things, that's
that's
shame.
shame. Yeah.
And a lot of times we don't know how to put a name on it. And it seems like, oh, well, shame's not my story. But when you do, and it can be anything from your story, which is, shining and getting out there
Performing.
and,
Yeah.
what's the P for that? Performance, right?
Performance.
And
Yeah.
for me, people pleasing and
Mm-hmm.
over
Mm-hmm.
serving and, serving not necessarily for the wrong reasons. I felt like I was serving for the right reason,
Sure.
but there was just something missing. And
Yeah.
this is exponentially, okay, here's the math nerd in me. The joy quotient is a mathematical thing, but don't if you
Yeah.
hate a lot of women
Yeah.
hate
Don't worry.
math,
I'm not a
you know what I
math girl.
mean? So if you don't love math, don't worry about it. It's very
Yeah.
simple. But I like personally, the idea
Mhm.
of an equation for joy, an
Yeah.
equation
That's
up
what it
level
is.
your joy, and even not
Yeah.
just up level it so that it's a spike and a down, like your blood sugar goes up and
Mm.
down,
Right.
but a how to maintain a healthy,
Yes.
joy filled life, right? Yeah,
Yes, absolutely.
yeah.
It's all about moving out of a place of being a victim to being a victor on a daily
Mhm.
basis, taking radical responsibility. This stuff is not easy for sure, but this is a means to be able to make it more tangible and practical. And the thing that I love hearing too is women saying, this is actually, there's a workbook coming as well, and women can, and there's parts of this book too, once you have the actual copy, once it's published, the print version, it's kind of a workbook style too that people can write in
Yeah.
and really engage with the Lord. But what I'm hearing is that using this process, women are able to catch themselves in the middle of a thought. They start seeing themselves go down the path that's the joyless equation that's going to lead to victimhood, joylessness, all the lack of the fruit of the Spirit. And they're like, no, I'm not taking the bait. And so that alone is absolutely
Yes.
massive.
Yes.
What's the ripple
Absolutely.
effect of that when we can take our thoughts captive, like the Lord tells us to do in His Word?
Hmm.
But again, how do we do that? How do we? So this is a very practical, visual way to do that, and
Yeah.
it's so fun. It's such a great parenting tool too. Oh my gosh! Like I'm so excited to, and I just had the download last night. Oh, so you can believe with me about this, putting this out there. I want to be at the homeschool conventions with a booth for
Oh,
both the mamas
yes.
and the daughters. I mean, this can be for
Yes.
anybody, but I specifically minister to women, but the moms and the daughters to get this. So there's not that generational
Yes.
self-rejection, self-hatred, which is creating health issues.
Hmm.
So my goodness, I'm so excited.
Yeah,
So
I want the younger generation to get a hold of this. The young mamas,
yes,
and the younger people,
yes.
those who are like frustrated with their life in their 30s and they don't know why
Yes,
am I not,
absolutely. Don't
yeah,
waste 10 years.
yeah,
Like,
don't
oh
waste
my
it.
gosh.
Don't wait until you're
Absolutely.
55,
Yes,
get it now,
exactly.
grab a hold of it and start
Yes. Listen to
practicing it
your
now.
elders.
Yeah.
This is not this came hard
No,
fought.
right. This is wisdom, silver lining. Finally, it has a purpose.
Right, right.
So, yeah. All right. Well, I mean, we could talk all day. You and I could do
No,
this,
this
but
is great. Thank you
yeah. Is
so
there anything you'd
much.
like
I'm
to end
so
with?
excited. Yeah, so excited. So today's the day to get it for free. If you don't love Kindle, I don't really love Kindle. No worries. Still do it. The book will come later, but it really helps Amazon to know this is something good. And if you
Right.
can leave a review, we're
Right.
aiming for 100 reviews. I think we're at 19 right now. It takes a little while. So if
Yep,
you
to
submit
approve
it
them.
and don't see it immediately, nothing's gone wrong.
Yep.
There's some qualifications, but anyhow, just put it out there
Yeah.
and you don't have to read the whole thing.
You can even say like, I haven't read the whole book yet,
Yeah,
but I've looked at
I'm
the
in the
introduction and
beginning and
my
yeah,
friend referred this to me and I've shared it with
absolutely.
15 people in just one or two lines, just anything.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, absolutely. Look through it, see what, and then make a review, but it doesn't have to be
Yeah.
a book. It doesn't have to
Nope.
be, you don't have to have read the entire thing. People can
Right.
understand. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
yeah, but thank you so much. And we'll
I'm
see
so
what
excited.
happens next.
Yes, well, we'll be connected, and I'll be updating people, and I'll be sharing. And
Yes.
anybody else wants to share,
Woohoo. Yes, yes, share it out, share it out. All
So yeah.
right.
All
Thank
right.
you,
Thank you.
friend.
God bless, and bye
Love
bye.
you. Bye.